In just one decade, India jumped from the world's 10th largest economy to number 5. And now, the big question is shaking up global economists. Can Narendra Modi push India into the top 3? Is this ambition real, or just political hype? Everyone is talking about India's rise, but how close is India really to overtaking Germany and Japan? And what role does Narendra Modi actually play in this economic race? Let's find out.
Indian economy is doing well.
I am more optimistic today about India as a whole, economically, than I have been for a long time.
Most of the world's major financial institutions agree India is set to see significant economic growth in the coming years. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says if he wins this election, he will propel India from the world's 5th largest economy to the 3rd largest.
India will be the 3rd largest economy soon.
Today, India stands at a historic turning point. As the most populous nation and the world's largest democracy, its economic engine is firing on multiple fronts. The Indian stock market has already overtaken Hong Kong, making it the 4th largest in the world, behind only the US, China, and Japan. And with India growing at nearly 7%, the fastest among all major economies, global investors now see India not as an emerging market, but as the world's next big economic powerhouse.
There is a lot of excitement on the trading floor. A lot of clients are calling, activity is on a high, people are making money. There's a lot of euphoria on the dealing desk. So last financial year, if you look at FY24, we had a very massive bull run in the Indian equities. Post the pandemic, that is where we saw a lot of momentum in the market. FY21 and FY22, those were very good years. From the macro front, India's GDP has been on a very strong show. So the FY25, we are going to do an exit at about 7.2% GDP growth rate. The Indian government is expecting a growth of 7%, and this would be one of the highest growth among both developed as well as emerging markets.
The IMF has recently raised India's GDP growth forecast, calling the country a bright spot in a slowing global economy. Big Indian corporations, from Gautam Adani's rapidly expanding infrastructure empire to Mukesh Ambani's Reliance transforming telecom, retail and energy, have made enormous strides. Even Adani Group, despite facing institutional rulings on disclosure violations, continues to secure mega projects and investor confidence. But this rise also has a shadow. Only a handful of large conglomerates are driving much of India's wealth creation, raising concerns of jobless growth. With over 808 million Indians under 35, making up 66% of the nation, unemployment is becoming a massive challenge. According to the International Labour Organization, 83% of India's unemployed are youth, a statistic that reveals a deep mismatch between economic growth and job creation.
What you must know about India is that a very small fraction have regular employment. Formal employment, even regular salaries are much smaller. Even rich India doesn't often earn predictably and regularly. So that's the first place where I would situate it in, which means that when the economy does well, there is a lot of work. When the economy does badly, everybody takes a proportionate haircut. As far as young India is concerned, it is true that a higher level of economic activity would be far better for young India, and that is the hope that we're going to get there.
But India's story is far more complex than numbers and stock market highs. Because while unemployment remains a massive challenge, something else is happening beneath the surface, a silent transformation. Startups are booming, digital payments have become universal, manufacturing is slowly returning, and global companies are shifting to India as they look for a China plus one alternative. India is becoming the world's back office, the world's innovation lab, and increasingly, the world's factory. At the same time, the government's push on infrastructure, highways, airports, metros, ports, and freight corridors is laying the foundation for long-term growth. These projects may not create millions of jobs instantly, but they build the backbone of a future $5 to $10 trillion economy. And economists say that if India fixes skilling, focuses on labor-intensive sectors, and decentralizes opportunities across states, the demographic dividend can still become a demographic powerhouse. So, can India truly become the world's third largest economy under Narendra Modi? The numbers say, yes, absolutely. The IMF says, India is on its strongest trajectory in decades. And global investors say, India is the biggest opportunity of the 21st century. But this rise will mean nothing if India cannot create jobs for its youth. It will mean nothing if growth is limited to only a handful of billion-dollar corporations. And it will mean nothing if India's demographic strength becomes a burden instead of an advantage. India is at a crossroads, with one path leading to a $7 to $10 trillion economy, and the other leading to a future where opportunities are not enough for its young population. Which path India takes will depend not just on the government, but on its people, its entrepreneurs, its workers, and its unstoppable youth. One thing, however, is clear. India is no longer just rising, India is racing, and the world is finally watching.